Okay, let's see. So the last time we had a formal coaching session was, we've had like one-off things, but in early April. One of the things we worked on last was pausing the line during entry and using positive narration and lightning quick corrections. So for the anchor students in the room. So what improvement have you seen as a result of these new moves?
I would say the entry's a little like smoother. I mean, we're still.
What success have you had?
I'm able, like by the time I enter officially enter the room, I have a higher percentage of kids like seated. And so then when I do like reminder to get started on what I do now, that's happening faster.
Great. What has been the impact of pausing the line?
Well, corrections are, I'm able to correct the majority of the kids who are doing the wrong thing instead of just one or two, because there's less kids up and moving around.
Awesome. Another thing we worked on was chunking your directions, and I've seen you do this a lot. Like, for example, turn to page 3 first and track, and then the next set of expectations. So what has been I've really seen you do it a lot. So tell me why you're doing it more. What's the impact been?
Just so that kids are more like, the impact has been kids are like on task. That initial on task is happening quicker. There's less kids that are having to be corrected to get started. And then I have less like kids looking around trying to figure out what they're doing. And then I'm able to see too, because I can see what's on there. I can see what's on the page to know like which kids are with me and which ones aren't.
So that's the biggest one. So I'm going to put that in caps. I'm able to see if they're with me. It's much easier to like look and see is everybody on page 4 than it is to see is everybody on page 4. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's just like a quick check. Awesome. So today I want to dive into stamping the key points of the lesson. This is like always important, but it's going to especially be important in map prep, and you have like an actual part of the lesson built into it. So I'm going to show you a video of Morse stamping a key point with her class, and while you're watching this video, I want you to pay kind of a close attention to like in what order like of the high, medium, low kids is she calling on them. So before this, I should say that she has circulated the room and she has some notes on her paper.
90% correct on the multiple choice answers, so I'm just going to go right through those. Alright, then we'll go right into our constructive responses. For number 1, we should have C, and then C. Alright, so as we're looking at our constructive response, it says, why do carnivores at the top of the food chain have to eat so much more than the herbivores at the bottom? Jalen, give me a response. Can you say it a little louder? I can hear it. Carnivores have to eat more because they get less energy. Alright. Bria, can you elaborate, or can you give me a more specific response on that question? Say it a little louder.
I said carnivores have much more food to eat than the herbivores. The herbivores at the bottom because 90% of it is like the explanation and 10% is
Alright, Jalen, can you repeat what Bria just said?
he said 90% of it.
Okay, and how much gets given? Thank you. Alright, so, describe.
I was clapping at the end because that was her action stuff. So in what order did she call on kids?
She did medium, high, and then low.
Why?
Well, the medium was like the initial answer, and then the high was like adding extra detail. And then she asked the low kid to repeat so that like making sure the kids were listening to each other and getting like the most important information.
Awesome. And before all of this, what did I say that she did? I wish I had. Before all this, she was like circulating the room and like knew who to call on. Okay. So I'm gonna watch a video of your class, and this is from I think the 5th. I think the date's on here. The 4th of April. And this was that clouds lesson where I had you build in a part to stamp it. And so what are the gaps you see between this stamping it and the model? You're gonna do it
So
twice,
let me
like
go over
one's
this.
around 18 and one's
Your
around
voices
22.
are up. Unless I called on you, you are checking or changing your answer. Your body is facing front. Your eyes are facing front. Stage your 1. Ask twice. Sit up. Okay, number 1. Which area is getting the most direct sunlight? I saw a lot of right answers on this when I walked around. Jima? 901 voice. Right here. A, B, or C, which is getting the most direct sunlight? Jima? A? Do we agree? Is the North Pole getting the most direct sunlight? Or Mojo, what do you think? Yeah, point B. Can somebody tell me why? Why is point B getting the most direct sunlight? All voices off but Avante's.
Because the sunlight is going equated all the time.
Yeah, I agree. So we're going to write this down at our stamp the big ideas. So pencil to paper.
What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, technically, if I went by high, medium, and low, Javon would have been my medium, Ramaja my high, and Avante. No, Javon's my high, Ramaja's low, and Avante's medium.
Mm-hmm.
But Javon didn't have the right answer, and I assumed he did. And a big part of that is it's progressively monitoring has been a struggle lately because of behavior. So, but in that moment, like what I should have done is had Javon and Ramaja repeat what Avante said because he had the detail that the answer needed.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I
Stamp
think,
the big
I
idea.
think if I remember correctly, you're going to do another key point at 22 minutes. So I want to keep watching for a while. Come on.
The equator. Bring your pencil to paper. The equator gets the most direct sunlight. So it has the warmest temperatures. Bring one, ask twice. Thank you, Ramaja, for taking notes. All right. Next question. Which color t-shirt will feel the warmest on a hot day? Black t-shirt or white t-shirt? Mariah, sit up nice and soft.
Did you really talk to me at recess about this?
Thank you.
Oh, they do.
Like, oh, I have a black shirt on. It's cute.
White, do we agree? Is a white t-shirt gonna feel the warmest? Corday, what do you think? Why do you say black? Michael, listen to this.
Because black
Is black what?
heat.
Okay. Did somebody add to his answer? What did we learn about colors? Altasia? Does black reflect? Avante? It absorbs all the colors of light, which is why it absorbs heat. Okay, stamp this big idea underneath the first one. Black absorbs.
Well, I didn't go back to Micah. I told her it would.
Mm-hmm. And you're also just telling him.
Yeah.
More light. Everybody writes. So I should see everybody's pencils moving. Black absorbs more
In
light.
this case, you're not actually sure if they are able to articulate the key point because you're telling them. So let's go back to our notes. So the action step is to stamp key points. And what are the key moves you're going to make to do that?
Pick high, medium, low kids
Okay.
and try to get them to get the key information as much as possible before I give it to them.
Okay.
I mean, the reality is if I can't aggressively monitor, which is very much a reality these last few weeks, like I can still call on my medium, low and high and just adjust if I need to.
Okay. So I'm gonna put in here the first thing though that I think we're missing is like have students generate the thought.
Mm-hmm.
In this last little snippet of video, you told them.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the impact there by you just telling them?
I mean, it's not as effective. Like, they're not coming up with it themselves. So they're just kind of copying down. Or they're just getting bits and pieces of it from what they've
Mhm.
put down, but not, like, the full picture.
And I'm gonna put aggressive monitoring. If possible, then what? You said this before.
Yeah, just do call in high, medium, low kids. Just keep probing.
Not high, medium, low.
Medium, high, low.
Why?
Because the medium will get me my initial right answer, and then the high will add the extra detail, and then my low student is ultimately the one that's going to is the one that's
Good.
doing the stamping.
Medium will give the. How did you word that? I liked that. Medium will give
Give the initial right answer.
Mm-hmm.
High will give the detail, and then the low will be the one stamping.
How does this feel?
Good.
Okay. I've seen you do this before. We just want to. I've seen you do it, especially during like constructed response parts
Yeah.
of the do now.
Yeah.
An independent practice, but we want to make sure we're doing it for these. Keep going through these lessons too.
Mhm.
So let's take a look at today's.
Today's different because I mean these next 3 days are all just performance task practicing. So like even this isn't even really like.
Let me take a look. I'll be able to find something sticky.
Because the whole point of like this stamp learning is giving the kids a reminder, like you can use other questions within the performance task to help you with each question,
Mm-hmm.
and no one's really generating that.
Mm-hmm.
But like some of this kind of
Constants
stuff,
is really hard though. Like I would argue, like naming the constants
yeah,
could be worthy.
it's just like I said, it's just this is one of those lessons where it's just like practice. Where we could do it. Oh, it's not in this one because this was a separate document, but in my mountain climber for today that goes before their independent practice. Or should I just pull it up? Because
For
it's
me,
not
and
in
just
the
looking through
packet.
this packet, the two most important things are the constants and the testable question and hypothesis.
But they're not actually answering the constants. Like, that's the thing. Like, this shouldn't have been in there. I pulled out a big part of the lesson because it was just too long. They wouldn't have been able to do it. This is just telling them, like, helping them, like, what would be different if this changed. And so, like, this could be a hint. They could use the constants. But, like, not, like, this kind of stuff, they're, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not even addressing the constants too much
Why
here.
is it there?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. Other than like it shouldn't have been. And when I went through and like edited the lesson.
So does your kiddo's packet look a little different than this then?
No, the kids packet looks like this. I just when I went through and edited it, I cut out that part, but I didn't cut out this question because I was just honestly I was quickly doing it.
Which I'm reading
Like a lot of them are pushing this part that they're using baseballs instead of oranges.
What
And
are
that
two things
beca-
that might be different if they did the experiment at home? Okay.
Like I'm having them think about their variables. Like use the variables to help you figure out what's going to be different at home. Well, the math is going to be different because we're using baseballs instead of oranges. We're using a small cart instead of a large cart because of that the distance that the wagon rolls is going to change.
Okay.
So I can't have them like just change that, right? Find the constants to use the variables.
So this would be a good thing to stamp then. Testable question hypothesis. They have to get this right to do the rest of the. They have to get that right to be able to do the whole performance test. This is like so early on.
But the stamping on this is like they're saying, does the force affect distance traveled? Like that's the right answer to this.
Exactly. So what might a medium high?
So far, all the kids are saying getting this one right.
Yeah. Not every kid's gonna get these two things right.
No, I see what you're saying. I'm just saying that this lesson, like when I see that video from Morse and that kind of stuff, like, to me that's more specifically content related rather than like science inquiry skill. Because this is more
still
of a
what you would have
skill-based
stamped
lesson.
though. They need to be able to stamp what is the hypothesis before
But are
they
they
can do that.
So are they but my understanding of stamping the learning is like the big idea. This isn't a big idea. This is an answer that they need to give.
Right, it's not a big idea today. I was just trying to find something to practice.
Okay.
And because this is something that, like, this is not a big idea, but we can still practice the skill.
Okay.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for hypothesis, what might a medium kid say? You can pick either one, testable question or hypothesis. What might a medium kid say?
I think my medium kids today said, does the force affect distance traveled?
For testable question?
Mm-hmm. Which is the right answer.
All right, so let's do hypothesis then. What might a medium
Okay,
kid say?
so like Corday said,
You're right, sorry.
if force increases, distance traveled will decrease, is like an answer Corday gave.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped him and I said, so what you're saying is if we push more, it's going to not go as far. And then he changed his answer. So I guess in that case, I could have gone to a high kid and said, do you agree with that hypothesis?
Mm-hmm. Or you could have just said, no, that's not correct.
Yeah, but
Or no,
it's a hypothesis though. So
Yeah.
technically it's okay if his answer's wrong.
I like the
'Cause
first
it's
way
the
you
format.
said it. I like the first way you said it, yeah.
Like, if anything, I want him to be able to see the content of like, no, more force, more distance.
Or you could ask Corday, so what are you thinking? Instead of, because you just told him, like, so what you're saying is la 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 la. You could have said, so what are you thinking? And then say, hi kid, do you agree?
So repeat what, so what Corday is saying is this,
Mm-hmm.
and then go to a high kid and say, do you agree with this? And then say, if they say no, say, okay, tell me why.
Great.
And then give the answer, and then I pick a low kid, so you repeat. Have him repeat the so-and-so's hypothesis. And let me write it down.
Awesome. Okay, let's practice it. I'll be all the medium. I'll try to do different voices. So you just ask, what's the hypothesis?
Okay. Like I would say, like, probably call him like an Antoinette. Antoinette, what's our hypothesis?
If force increases, distance traveled will decrease.
So what Antoinette is saying is that if we add more force, so if we push more, the cart's going to go less. You'd be a high kid next. Anisha, do you agree with that?
No.
Why not?
I think the more force you apply, the farther it'll go.
Okay.
So my hypothesis would be if force increases, distance travel will also increase.
Okay, I agree. Tavion, can you repeat Anisha's hypothesis?
If force increases, then distance traveled will increase.
Okay, let's write it down.
Awesome. How'd that feel?
Great.
Okay, great. I'm gonna come in today during, what's your last, I know I'm your last class blocked off, but
Cornell.
I'm gonna come in today during Cornell. I'm gonna try to get some video of you doing the hypothesis with kids.
Okay. Okay.
Anything else?
No. So the next 3 days are just heavy performance task practice, so it's like just a different type of.
Awesome. So we're gonna check in tomorrow morning. Your schedule's like so crazy. When I was filling out mine, I was like going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. My mom was like, "What are you doing?" But we're gonna check in tomorrow morning to talk about Wednesday and our co-teaching. I think it's awesome if we're doing performance tasks because we'll.
Yeah. Like the first half is like a
True,
guided
yeah.
practice, like we're doing it, which
That's
hopefully by
awesome.
Wednesday it's a lot more of them giving the information during the guided than me probing. And then they're doing on Google Forms the second half.
Cool.
Doing
That's
one
great. So we'll
online.
check in tomorrow morning about that. And then I'm gonna support like the start of your first two classes, your first two and your last class, and then I'll be in there to do the whole block with. I believe it's SLU.
Wait, tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. Yep, my plan is to support the start of
UCLA?
UCLA and LSU, and then to be in there the whole block for SLU and support the start of Cornell.
Okay.
Wednesday we'll do a little co-teaching. I think it'll be fun.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Yep.